Yeah.
I'm the best.
I can't do it anymore. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And tweet.
And we should do a show.
Yes, we should.
I got it. No, but Lil Will, I'm so pumped you're here. So we're going to kick this thing off with a little bit of tater. A little bit of tater.
Geez.
And then
I'm
a
so
little bit
nervous
of
for
TV
this.
show. A little bit of tater. I know. I haven't listened to it at all.
Neither have I. I don't even know what he talked about.
Nope. We don't have a clue. So, disclaimer, we don't know what Tater wants to talk about today. But we're pretty pumped that this is about to happen. So, let's do this.
1, 2, 3, tater.
In a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, howdy there, folks. I want to tell y'all about something that happened to me this past week. I had to go into the phone store to get me a new phone because my old one broke. I don't know exactly what happened to it or who threw it up against the wall, but it ain't working no more. So at the phone store, they ain't got no more phones that plug into the wall. All they got are what's called these cellular phones. I told them I ain't want one, but they said that's all they got. So I said, all right, and I waited for about 15 minutes for some woman to get off her phone long enough to talk to me. She said she was playing on something called the Facebook. I don't know exactly what the Facebook is, but it ain't sound right, that's for sure. She tried to explain to me exactly what a data plan was. She was using words like megabyte and SMS and gigabyte and Luddite. And I ain't know what all them ites mean, but I ain't quite think she was right in the head if you know what I'm talking about. I nicknamed her Spud because I think she was dumber than a sack of potatoes. Then she tried to get me to buy one of them there smartphones that she was playing on. I don't think she know where I live because damn, those things ain't gonna work out there. Them there for city folk. And I ain't want to be like them there city folk no ways. Hell, last Christmas I went up to the city and all I saw were folks with their heads buried in their phone. On the bus, in line at the food mart, sitting at the Krispy Kreme. Ain't nobody talking to each other no more. They got their heads stuck so far up that little machine's little ass. On top of that, it's a public safety hazard, damn it. People walking down the street, playing on their little phones, not paying attention to what they're doing, just walk straight into an intersection. Or people driving down the road, playing on their little phones, not paying attention to what's going on, and boom, they in a wreck. You know what they need? They need a good ass whipping. That's what they need. If I had my way, I'd stomp a mud hole in every one of their asses. Needless to say, I walked out of there without a phone. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. If y'all got any ideas for me, let Steven or Ashley know, and I'm sure that they'll pass them along to me. Till next time, that's Tater's Take.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 369 for December 1st, 2016. I have no butt. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to have you all here this evening on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. We are joined, as always, by the amazing, the incredible, the remote Smashley.
I'm remote. Well, for a good reason this time, because I'm in West Virginia.
Well, being in West Virginia is not a good reason. Just say caring for the elderly.
Oh. Well, I put up Christmas lights.
Yeah, see? You're doing good things.
Did you say caring for the elderly?
I may or may not have. That was probably inappropriate. I'm trying to decide.
How about watching lots of Netflix?
How about that? Speaking of, Netflix today has announced that you can watch their stuff offline.
I saw that. How does that work?
The internet is an amazing thing for now. You can browse nearly anything you want. You can pull things down to your local device and be like, holy crap, it's like Tater said, you know, he's got no more internet, but he can still watch his Netflix. He can watch Deer Hunter 9000 all week if he wants.
So wait, so you have to be on the net, you have to pull it down, and then you have it queued up for
you got to
okay.
You're sitting in the airport and you're
Right.
like, oh man, I just really need to watch the next episode of Fixer Upper so I can see what that crazy Chip Gaines does next.
Who's Chip Gaines and what's Fixer Upper?
Never mind, Smash. It was so out of your purview. Maybe I should have used something like Fringe or Black Mirror.
Dark Matter.
Or Dark Matter. Or
Dark Matter's fantastic. It's Canadian, so
Are there
Like,
any?
it's
Are there any?
alluded porn.
Are there any
Like
women?
porn's alluded to.
Are there any pigs being accosted?
It's Canadian.
Oh, are there any? Are there any Tim Hortons donuts being accosted?
It's Canada in space. So
Oh.
they're like
Space Canada, my favorite kind of
Yeah.
Canada.
they're like supposed to be bad guys, but they're not. And like any sort of romantic interludes are alluded to, but nothing shown. And even the violence. Dude, there's this one dude on there with a katana. He's like from like Japan in space. Like I would watch that show just to watch him like run around and kill people with a katana. I'm like, this is magic.
So-
And Will Wheaton was on there, so that made me happy.
Oh yeah, that gives you extra points because
Yeah.
Will Wheaton's cool. Will Wheaton is one of the nerd heroes, along with like Kevin Smith and Felicia Day and all those cool people.
Yeah.
That talk
And then
a lot.
there was like one character, I hate to say this, but they really like him in the first season,
Yeah.
and they killed him off.
So haha, you're dead now.
Yeah. He was a main character, and I think I really think that people are just like, he doesn't really fit in this show, and they're like, okay,
Yeah,
you're
they're
dead.
like, we're done. We don't need
Yeah.
you anymore.
It's
you're,
fantastic. Spoiler alert.
Hey, you know what? We should welcome some of the people here we haven't seen in a while. We just found out Lil Will is a person that's joined the show a few times, and Coleman Ranahan. We haven't seen him in the show in a while.
Where's
So it's good to see you
who was
here.
it? Chris Pine's abs.
Yeah, Chris. Well, we're on Twitch now, so you use Twitch chat. So unless he wants to make Chris Pine's abs his official,
Where I don't see a Ranahanahan.
yeah, Cole Patran and RDP is here. My goodness, it's like a party.
RDP, we were flipping out that you have a child.
Oh yeah, we were just losing our minds today. It didn't make any sense. I don't
Like,
even know how that
old
works.
Are you?
He's got to be like, I mean, I thought he was like 20, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you can change your nick, Cole Patran. I think you're stuck.
Yeah, I don't Cole Patran.
I think because we're not on our own IRC server anymore,
Yeah.
so that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think you're just kind of stuck with what you have.
Yeah.
You have quality settings.
We're
That's
all
right.
too old for Twitch, Coleman. I promise you that.
No. Steven is on Snapchat and he can't keep a streak going to save his life, but he's been really good the last 2 days.
Yeah, I have been Snapchatting. I've got this icon on my phone, and I press it, and then the camera pops up after about 20 years, and it's like, hey, you want to take pictures of yourself? What?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. It chroma keys out the green in the camera. That's really weird. That's cool. Okay, I'm back.
Did you just Snapchat yourself?
No, I didn't. I just
Did you
wanted to show
Snapchat
people.
during a show.
No, I wanted to prove to people I had Snapchat.
Oh,
I have
well,
it.
that's funny. You're like a floating head.
Oh, Rogue is 20. He's got a stepdaughter.
Right. Well, I knew it was his stepdaughter after he told me it was his stepdaughter.
Oh, I missed that part. I must have dropped out of the chat before then. By the way, we have a Discord server, and if you all want to hang out with us after the show and during the week, you should join it. I know I have a link to it somewhere around here, and I'll put it in the
have
chat.
it up. Can I just like is that the big long number for it?
Yeah, that's the big. How do I copy and then paste? There we go.
See,
Hey,
yours is so much. Like, what is?
you don't know how to work technology, so we don't worry too much
I copied
about it.
and pasted. I asked you if it was the big. See, Var knows. Var's like, why don't you just use the freaking bot that you have in the chat that has this already preloaded? You idiot.
That's
Var does not Snapchat.
well. That's
Like, I'm
because
snapping Var.
Var's our Discord dork. He takes care of all this stuff. He's the manager. The manager that does this stuff. Oh, Coleman sent me a snap. Coleman sends me snaps. I'm learning about technology. I'm excited about it. This is great radio.
Wait, does Rana? Wait,
Yay!
I
He's-
don't have a Coleman on my Snapchat.
What?
Fix that.
You need a Coleman
I
on
like-
your Snapchat.
I learned my lesson that I will accept anybody I know on Snapchat, but unless I get like verified who they are through Twitter, I won't
Mm-mm.
accept them because I'm just like, I accept everybody on Snapchat, and I got wiener pictures.
Yeah, don't do that. Wiener Pictures is bad. Hey, Bloodhound 44 is following us now. Thanks, Bloodhound. Glad to have
Thank you for the like just now following.
Yeah,
us?
Bloodhound 544.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Welcome to the Legion.
of dorks, yo.
Yeah, man.
So
So,
I got a put in my name, I won't hesitate. RDP is like rough.
Why do he just launched at him already?
Yeah,
oh,
like,
because he said things. I see. So anyway, McFly made me think of something that happened to me today. Since we were talking about stuff that since I went out of the house, I went to Toys R Us today.
Okay.
And I went to pick up something for Sam, and it was too big for the car. So I've got to go back. I may need a favor, Jacob, at some point in the near future because the box I got is way too big.
Was that the big plastic thing that?
Yeah, that's the big plastic thing. So we went to pick it up, and we couldn't fit it in the car, and they had a lot of trouble figuring out how to put it back and say that I didn't pick it up. And so they were like, we'll just put your name on a sticker and we'll put it on the box and you can come in and get it when you've got a thing. I was like, okay, that's fine. So the girl who had been just talking about a coworker who hadn't showed up for work that day because, you know, it's awesome when you see 8 employees just hanging around customer service talking to each other.
Yeah.
And she said, well, let me take down your name. I said, okay, it's Steven with a PH. And she wrote a PH on the paper. And I was like, no, it's Steven, Stephen. And she was like, wait, hold on. What do you mean? I'm like, no, erase the PH you just wrote down on the paper and start with the letters S-T-E.
Fiefin.
I was like,
so
are you
I
kidding
actually
me?
don't know anyone that spells their name with a V, Steven. Like, every Steven I know is PH.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then that's because you know cool people who are good people who spell their name correctly.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
That's the way it works.
I thought so.
But anyway, I had a rant about that. I was very upset at Toys
At least
R Us
she didn't
today.
look at you and go, well, that's pronounced Stefan.
Oh yeah, it was spelled like Stefan. I don't know why you pronounced it that way. Jamal knows one of the. See, Steven just looks like an evil name. You know what I mean? Like evil people.
The
are
one with the
Steven.
V looks wrong to me. It's so. I guess because I don't see it ever. And like if my phone autocorrects to Steven with a V, I'm like, look.
Mine can spell my mom's name right. Like it autocorrects my mom's name. It should at least autocorrect yours to PH. You know what I mean?
I couldn't figure out your mom's name for the longest time. Like I didn't know your mom's name for the longest time. And then Stephanie started talking about Lucretia. I'm like, what's a Lucretia? She's like, well, that's Steven's. I'm like, what? Because if you think about it, that's like, I've never met anybody save your mother with that name before. Like, I've never heard it before. I've never, like, anywhere, ever, in any culture, ever. And I'm like, what is a Lucretia?
Well, if you're half the population, they think that my mother is an African American lady.
Yeah, that's
because when I was at a friend's house in high school,
half black, Steven.
When I was at a friend's house in high school, we always put my mom's name in the phone book and on the caller ID because my dad had an important job and didn't want people calling him all the time. And so when the caller ID came through, they'd be like, "Lucretia, who's Lucretia?" I was like, "That's my mom." They're like, "Your mom's black?" And I said, "No. What are you talking about? What? I mean, it wouldn't be a problem if she was, but geez." Come on.
So you get used to stuff, right? Like you heard that your entire life growing up. So my mom's middle name is Carlene, and because it's a feminization of Carlos, because that was my grandfather's name.
Right.
And like I've heard Jewel Carlene my entire life, and so Jewel is a really unique. Like I don't know anybody else on the planet with the name Jewel. Yeah. And then Carlene, that's a weird name.
Definitely not.
Sounds so weird. And like even Carlos, like for an old white dude from West Virginia to have the name Carlos, like that's. I just realized that like people had some weird ass names. Like the farther you are up in like a holler, the weirder your name gets.
That's basically how it works. There are 4 people in the U.S. named Jewel. Jewel
only
with
4?
No, with your last name. I didn't want to reveal that on the stream.
Okay.
But yeah, with your mom's full name, there's only 4 of them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's like super unique.
Huh.
That's the best. We should do a factoid.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
You're the best. Factoid of the week. This is the part of the show where we fill your head with knowledge. And if you want to, you can go pick up chicks and dudes with it.
He's not worked for VAR quite yet.
You remember when we used to call it that? We call it the factoid / pickup line of the week.
Yeah, the pickup line. Yeah.
We were like,
It works for me, but I mean,
you just have to be impressing people with your huge brain and full knowledge.
But we should. Yeah, it, like I said, VAR, it works for me. It might be a little easier for me because I live with someone.
And you're already a chick.
Well, yeah, that too. I don't know that VAR has any plans to become a chick, but
no. If you're a dude, a chick comes up to you and says, "Hi, would you like to go date?" You're like, "Yes, please." If you're a dude, you go up to a chick and you say, "Hey, chick lady, would you like to go date?" They're like, I have a boyfriend," even if they don't. And you're like, "Okay, cool." You can be completely wonky and weird, and they're like, "Yes, we should go date."
yes.
If you're considered attractive to that particular individual. But anyway, factoid of the week. The word winters comes from the Germanic winter, which in turn is derived from the root wed, meaning wet or water, and so signifying a wet season. What? Etymology. That is awesome.
The W is pronounced like V.
Oh, Vintar. Is that why you held your head and like face palmed me? Well,
I didn't mean to.
You know, you were like, no, he pronounced it so wrong.
Well, because you went wintard,
He's
and all I
so
could hear was
stupid.
somebody going, "Wintard is coming."
Vintar is coming. So, Vintar. Hey, it's a Vintar. Are we doing something in the winter time?
It's a
Is there something in the winter time?
Is there called? It's a Vintar.
That's not German.
There's the one app that I use. What is it called? It's a tiny card. I try to
Cards?
get everybody involved in it, but you guys, I know you're stupid.
Yeah. It was Tiny
it's
Cards.
Huh?
Tiny Cards. I have it on my phone. I've just never opened it.
Duolingo. Yeah. So, well, yeah, Tiny Cards, but Duolingo does Tiny Cards. Duolingo came out with a bot. So I spent like hours last night talking to a bot in German, and I'm just because you don't have to worry about like embarrassing yourself or how do I spell this or yada yada yada. So it like prompts you through the conversation, and you can respond, and it gives you points if you respond well, and if you spell stuff correctly, and it teaches you new vocabulary. I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So you had a successful conversation?
Do what?
Did you had a good conversation with the bot? Does the
Yeah,
bot pass the Turing test? Or are you like, you are a human bot?
No, because the prompts were like, say hi to such and such, likes to read, such and such likes to cook, such and such is eating pizza,
Yeah.
such and such likes pizza. So, yeah, no, I mean, I did spend hours doing it, so.
Well, it must have been somewhat fun.
Yeah.
You're like, I've made a new friend with the computer.
Yeah, I texted one of my buddies from Australia last night because I'm like, he will literally be the only person up right now. And like he didn't respond to my conversation with a bot, so I felt very lonely.
Is that how you decided that you would just be a night owl forever? You just made friends in Australia, and then it all made sense, and your brain chemistry changed, and now you're like 4 a.m. is a good bedtime.
Yeah.
Because you had a not a phone friend, but an internet friend in Australia for a long time when you were a teenager.
No, it was a phone friend. That bill was nuts.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. That was before you could Skype people.
Yeah. Now that's a thing. But so you probably stayed up talking to him and was like, "Oh, now I do things at night now because I talk to people."
Well, the way I met him was up late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was already a problem. Apparently, I've never slept at night.
No.
My mother had an issue with me. I think that's why she had a second kid to see, is this genetically my fault? And then Stephanie's like asleep at 8 o'clock. Nope, it's just her.
Yep, Stephanie's going to bed at 7. See you guys. No,
We're done here.
We stay up much too late now decorating Christmas trees. World news time. You put a tier 2 in this. You put a tier 2 word in the title. What am I supposed to say?
Read it.
Bodybuilder bleep
Bitch.
slaps judge.
You help me with the numbers, I help you with the words.
Oh, okay, cool. That we can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe there is such a thing as being too pumped up. When
Pump
Greek bodybuilder,
you up.
I'm going to pump you up. Where's that Arnold stuff? We got one.
You son of a bitch.
When Greek bodybuilder Giannis Magos came in second at a recent competition, he was frustrated. So frustrated that he apparently smacked down one of the judges. Magos competed in the 2016 International Federation of Bodybuilding Diamond Cup in Athens this past weekend, coming in first in the 100 kilogram division. 100 kilogram is like a certain amount of pounds. You can do
Oh
the
yeah,
Google.
I don't know.
It sounds like a lot.
I'm not a scientist, and I'm in America, so I can't number the way the rest of the world does.
However, he only came in second overall, the third such placement in recent competitions, according to Evolution of Bodybuilding, a news website covering the sport. If you'd like to see people in tiny clothes, Evolution of Bodybuilding is where you want to be.
He looks like a turkey. He looks like a basted ass turkey. Like that color brown is. It looks like they went out and bought wood stain and like marbled it all over their body and then rolled in like lacquered stuff.
I think
But
that's what they do,
gotta,
man. Don't they just stain their bodies?
Because nobody gets that. Like that's not a tan color. That's a basted turkey color.
Oh, this is the best. You put that link in the chat because it's amazing. Like the little gif of him slapping the dude.
I didn't know if you could like show
it.
it.
You know what? I can. Just give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, I figured you could read it and then show it while I was moving on.
The Chrome isn't picked up by this anymore, at least hasn't been. So I have to change what I'm doing here. There we go. You should be able to see it on the window there when it starts to play. Well, bam!
Oh, to the wall.
Just punches him right in the face. Bam! You can just watch it on repeat. It's going to be a new GIF we use for something.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
It's so nice. It's a wonderful hit, really. Great form. So Magos wasn't happy and chose to take out his frustrations in some ways that might seem antisocial to casual observers. If Magos thought this would reverse the judge's decision, he was sorely mistaken. The IFBB said that it has banned Magos for life due to his disrespectful and aggressive behavior. For life. Roid rage is a thing, man.
Yeah,
now this guy doesn't have a career. He can't bend down and touch his toes. He can't cross his arms. And he can't do anything else. The man probably can't even type. He needs an extra wide keyboard because his hands can't get close enough together. He has to have that ergonomic one, but he needs an 8-inch space in the middle. Or to buy one of those that actually breaks in half so you can put one half over here and the other half over here so your muscles don't get in the way. I mean, I almost had to buy one of those once, but, I finally decided maybe I'm working out a little too hard, and I backed it down. But, there was a time.
That was the best thing ever.
I mean,
I don't understand why slapping, bodybuilding and slapping doesn't seem to go together.
No, it's not. I mean, you feel like you would punch him or kick him or something.
Bart, this is Sparta. Well, bam.
Did he skip leg day? Because he has some skinny legs. Bodybuilders tend to have some skinny legs, don't they? Or am I remembering this wrong already? No, these guys have big legs.
They have to be proportioned. So they can't look like California bodybuilders. They have to look like I've actually built up my body to max capacity.
He's a big dude, but he's not as big as some.
Well, so it's not necessarily about the beginning. It's about the it's like watching dog shows. It's about definition and flexibility. That's actually a part of it. And the reason people tan is because it makes them look slimmer because there's a body fat thing incorporated into it as well. So it's kind of crazy.
We should be bodybuilders. We should do a competition.
To a bodybuild?
Yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder.
Can I eat Cheetos and call that bodybuilding?
Yeah. Was Dr. Frankenstein considered a bodybuilder? Because he made a body. He built one.
Oh, you dumbass! That was brilliant. I'm like, I don't get it.
Dr. Frankenstein, the original bodybuilder.
Bum, bum, bum.
Brilliant.
It's about girth, and then size doesn't matter. It's how you use it.
It's about girth. That's what they all say. Got to get your girth. No one cares how tall you are.
We should move
if you
on.
Get my drift. Small town news.
Millbury, Ohio. Ohio state troopers arrested a California man with a truck stuffed full of marijuana wrapped to look like Christmas presents. And these were well-wrapped presents.
Nice.
Troopers pulled over Daniel Yates, 31, of Eureka, California, for following too closely. I don't know who he was following.
Well, I mean, he could have been following anybody. He was just tailgating pretty much.
Like, that just makes me want to click follow. Jacob loves the follow function in WoW. He's like, I'm going to follow you guys. I'm going to go do this and then tell me when we're there. And then if you could just pick up the loot for me too, that would be great.
Well, you know what? I can't blame him. I mean, why not?
The trunk in the back seat of a rented Ford Expedition was packed with boxes wrapped to look like Christmas presents. So, what constitutes a Christmas present? If it's a gift that's wrapped in Christmas paper, doesn't that constitute a Christmas present, or does the intent have to be there to actually give it to somebody on Christmas?
I think the wrapping paper is what matters.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
I think if you wrap it in Christmas wrapping paper, it is a Christmas present. If you wrap it in happy birthday paper and give it to somebody for Christmas, you gave them a birthday present for Christmas.
Right. Which I feel bad for kids and people that were born near Christmas, because my birthday's spaced out enough that I legit get birthday presents and Christmas presents. But like my mom and dad and Peyton.
Oh, poor Peyton.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm going to buy you the same amount of stuff I would have bought you anyway, but then I'm just going to split it in half.
Yeah. I had a friend in high school who was born on Christmas Day. So her birthday was Christmas every year. I mean, there wasn't a year where her birthday wasn't Christmas. It was really amazing.
That sucks. Like, what would I would hate to be the parents that had the Christmas baby, because you're like, oh my god, like we gotta, like, how do we decorate the house? This is annoying.
You're like, not only do we have to buy more presents, we have to make a cake for Jesus and our baby. What are we gonna do?
Funny.
When we were all kids, my grandma, I think I vaguely remember her making a Jesus birthday cake.
Your grandmother made a Jesus birthday cake?
When we were all really little, we made a birthday cake for Christmas for Jesus.
That's fantastic.
I might have dreamt that, but I'm pretty sure that happened. It was a long, long time ago.
Isn't that weird when you dream stuff about your life when you were little?
Yeah.
And you can't remember if that actually happened or if it was just a dream?
Memory is a weird thing.
It is. It likes to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, they've done studies where somebody's like stopped a person in a hallway and asked them questions and then had people walk in front of them, like block the view of each other. And while doing that, actually changed the person that the person was talking to, and they didn't even realize it happened.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they did a test where they took a person and they dressed them up. They dressed two people up similar. And they put one in the hallway and had him talking to somebody. And then like a bunch of guys walked between them with like a piece of drywall or something. And while that was happening on the one side, the two people switched places. And so when the drywall got past and the person could talk to him again, did not even notice that the person themselves had changed.
That's fantastic.
Because your brain is looking for things that it wants to see familiar patterns.
Right.
So like you're not going to notice. It's amazing the things like this came out of a book Frank Abagnale wrote, the guy who was the Catch Me If You Can guy. Who was a teenager and flew on airplanes and was a doctor and everything. He said one thing he learned is that if people aren't looking for you to be in the wrong place, they won't think you are. So if you always act like you're supposed to be there, people aren't looking for you to, they're not looking for somebody who doesn't belong unless they're looking for it.
Right.
So like in general, you can just go and do whatever you want. It's awesome.
That's why it's the whole fake it until you make it thing.
Yes. Because
you just act like everything's good and people will accept that. That's basically how I've gotten through in life. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but nobody seems to be doubting me, so ta-da!
Oh yeah, you could get away with anything. Like this dude was a doctor in a hospital for a while. He was staging himself as a doctor in the hospital, like in a surgery ward. But
I mean, was he just super duper duper smart and wanted to like try everything, or what?
He was clever. He wasn't super smart. He didn't actually know a whole lot about anything medical. But what he would do is be really charming. And since he was really charming and he told really funny jokes and stuff, people were more willing to accept his ignorance.
Huh.
So, and they actually say that's a really good technique if you're in over your head.
Yeah.
to be clever about it and be just generally jovial and nice, and people are willing to give you a pass on just about everything because they're like, oh, well, he didn't know this, but he knows a whole bunch of other stuff, I'm sure, because
Right.
he's just really smart and nice and cool. You know, it's
That's
really
fair. I feel like we need to put this to the test somehow. I feel like there's got to be something that we can do that we can challenge each other to do and then film it because that's what we do.
No, I am not a good liar. I will fall apart. I'm like, no, I swear I thought I would be a good grocery store clerk, but I'm not really supposed to be here.
Well, so the trick
I
isn't
believe.
necessarily lying. It's just
Right.
getting somewhere you're not meant to be.
Well,
I mean, it's like grabbing someone's underwear from their underwear drawer, right? Like you
yeah.
just have to get in and get out.
You just got to do it.
Guys, come up with something that won't get us arrested that we can do, we can get proof for, and not involve underwear.
I want to see you go to Food Lion and pretend you're actually working there and like start stocking stuff on shelves and tell the dude that's working there like, "Oh, I'm new. I got this. You can go do something else."
So
They
I
wanted
feel
me
like
back
anything
here.
with the uniform would be a little bit more difficult.
The thing with the uniform is easier if you can get a uniform.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like how would you get a Food Lion uniform? Because that's then you start going, well, you're not. We're supposed to be in this area.
Well, it doesn't even have to be an accurate uniform. It just has to be close enough.
Like that's so you go to places where like the pat uniform is like a red shirt, black pants, but they maybe have like a logo or like a name tag on. See, I can see that if you wore just like the color coordinating outfit.
Yeah, like
no
Target.
Stealing. It can't. We have to do it until we can't break the law.
Yeah, like Target, you wear khaki pants and a red shirt, and you're in.
Oh my God! Like wear a walkie-talkie on your belt.
Yeah, you just
and some really fat Frankenstein-looking shoes.
Yeah, and then all you have to do is just wander around and be like, oh yeah, I can put these clothes away. I've done this 100 times. I'm from the Target like in Cary or something.
Oh my God, we have to do this. Can we please do this?
No, I'm so bad at those things. I swear.
I'll do it.
If you do it, that's awesome.
I don't even care. I just want you there to film it.
Just okay. All right. You said it on the internet.
Story.
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. There was, what was it? Oh, he got pulled over, and then the drug sniffing dog was like, "Merry Christmas to me, bitches." And there were 71 pounds of marijuana, 360 THC pills, and a pound of hash wax oil, and I don't even know what that is.
That sounds like marijuana wax oil.
Hash wax? What do you do with you give yourself an erotic massage?
No, it's like your coconut oil. You just put it all
Shove
over.
it up your butt?
You shove it up your butt and on your elbows.
I've been making my dad take a tablespoon of coconut oil every day since I've been here.
Has he felt better?
Yeah, like that dry patch on his hand is drying up, and I'm like, don't you?
Oh, I have some of that stuff like your dad uses right here. This working hands probably not gonna show up because it's green.
It's so much bullshit. That is not even remotely good for you. There's nothing in it that's good.
Hold on. Well, no, it says right here it's got water, glycerin, some kind of acid, dimethicone.
Which is silicone. Silicone just basically seals the moisture out of your skin and builds up on your skin. It's stupid.
It says working hands, actually.
It's stupid.
I use it for working.
If you rub it on your hands and then go run it underwater, the moisture's just going to beat up and fall off.
So this is just a load of crap. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, it is.
I've been had.
Yes, and that's why Dad has that stupid rash on his hand to begin with. I'm like, you're putting silicone piss on your hand. It's urea and silicone.
Well, I just put some on my hand because I have a compulsion that if the top comes off, I put my hands in it.
Yuck.
Yep.
That's like people that go, well, if you use this conditioner for a week, your hair looks really good. I'm like, that's because you have like an inch of silicone on your hair, and like it may look good for, like, you can use it every once in a while for something, but don't use it constantly because it just builds up at whatever.
I'd imagine, so Jamal JV in the chat says the silicone keeps the moisture in, but I would imagine in order to keep it in, it also has to keep it out.
Right.
I don't think it's a one-way street or two-way street.
It's so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you like, girls will, because they'll use that silicone stuff on their hair, and it'll make your hair look really good the one day.
Yeah.
Like, your hair will just look fantastic. If you use it every once in a while, it'll make your hair look phenomenal for the one day. But same thing, like if you use it on your skin, it starts clogging up your pores because it creates a barrier that keeps oxygen and moisture out.
Man,
So
you need a show for lotions and makeup and stuff. Like, you just need to get on YouTube and be like, y'all are stupid.
they are. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, my skin looks like shit." I'm like, "That's because you're clogging your face with silicone. Like everything has silicone in it, and you're literally disallowing your face to breathe."
I feel like that would be like, it would be awesome if you weren't just the British makeup lady who's like, oh, we'd apply this here, and if you get a little on your nose area, it's okay. Just rub it out. It's your face.
Rub it out.
It's your face. Do what you want with it. You'll just be like, listen, you guys who are using this stuff are a bunch of morons, and here's 18 reasons why. And you can even put that in the YouTube title, then you'll be on BuzzFeed in 5 minutes. It's like 18 reasons why
18
not to.
reasons why you're stupid.
Yeah, why you've lived too long and stuff. It'll be great. You should do that. You should put it out there.
I think I shall.
I had a special thought, and I already ranted about Toys R Us, and I don't want to talk about Passengers.
No, you have to at least tell them what your version of Passengers is.
So I've been seeing Passengers, the movie, starring...
Which looks awesome.
It looks great, right? It's a sci-fi movie, Sci-fi, there's space. But the marketing people... So I'm sure there's an amazing story wrapped into this thing. Because, I mean, I don't see Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, who are the two most beautiful human beings on the planet, according to everybody right now, being cast in a movie that they would be like, this is stupid, this is just, a big old romantic sex romp thing where everybody thinks we're going to get down, but we're not, and it's space. But so there's probably more to it. But right now, it looks like 50 Shades of Space. Every commercial, every little TV spot I've seen is like, these two people are beautiful and alone in space. Look at Jennifer Lawrence in a bikini. She's about to take a swim. Oh no, gravity. So it's like, what it is this is how the trailers go. Attractive people, get women into the movie, science, get nerds into the movie, attractive people, science, and nerds are like, holy crap, attractive people and science at the same time in space, we have got to have this. And then like, and you're just sitting there going, man, like, I want to believe in the science half of the movie, but I'm actually a little turned off at the 50 Shades of Space movie. I'm just like, I don't.
50 Shades. When Steven said that, I almost peed myself.
It feels like it.
Ran ahead says the amount of shiny, and so I will see anything that's set in space and has Chris Pratt in it. Because I'm me, and there was an explosion. So the one thing that, like, because I don't watch trailers anymore, so I've only seen the one, and there was like her being trapped in the swimming pool, and then I just sat there and I'm like, oh my god, that would be the worst thing ever, because you had gravity and you've got nothing to push against or pull against, and you're just essentially drowning in this own little space, and you're not even in the water, but you're in the water and you can't get out. And I thought that would be awful.
It would be awful. And I wanted to take that away from it, but all I could take away was there's Jennifer Lawrence in a nice looking swimsuit walking towards a pool with a catwalk thing going on, and then diving in and looking all sexy.
Yeah.
And then it's
See,
like, science and explosion, space, and balls of stupid water everywhere. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I want to see this now. Because I get really, like, I don't know if you'd call it jaded. I just get really disappointed when I feel like they're just using people's bodies to promote a movie, which is how I felt in the first 30 seconds of that. And then at the end of it, I was like, whoa, look at that giant water ball when gravity turned off. This is crazy. I need to see this science movie.
Can you imagine being by yourself? You would just, I don't know. I would really enjoy that for like the first month, and they'd be like, I'm fucking bored. Like, bored.
I need something to do. Somebody help me.
Yes. Please, So if you're stuck with another person, I don't really care how attractive or not attractive you are. If you're with them for like an extended period of time, there is going to be donkey sex and monkey sex and all the sex ever. And I'm whispering because my parents are outside of that door and I don't really want to scream super loud.
No, but you're probably right. I mean, you take a male and a female and you put them in a room or in a giant spaceship together for long enough. I don't care if they hate each other's guts. It's just gonna.
Yeah, you're just sitting there, you're like, Wallace is literally the only person that I'm going to see for the next 70 years. So unless I want to, find the ship vibrator, then
Yeah. You're going to have to put up
I'll
with
be
him.
like, so you're like a foot shorter than me and you're dumping and you're horrible looking, but can you just take your pants off?
See, now that would be a movie. I would be interested in a movie where it was like Jennifer Lawrence and Newman from Seinfeld.
Oh
Like,
my god.
that would be an interesting movie. Or Chris Pratt and like, I don't know. They don't cast non-attractive people in movies, women in movies.
This is you. I
Kathy
feel
Bates. There you
watch-
go.
Kathy Bates. No, who
Chris
said that?
Pratt and Kathy Bates.
No.
That would be the
You're-
equivalent.
No, Bloodhound was perfect. RDP. You
Yeah,
scared him.
Bloodhound was fine.
There's this movie that I can't remember the name of, but what's the actress from Aeon Flux, and she's in the J'adore commercials.
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Yes.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron. She's in this movie where she's basically me. Like, her life is just not put together. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She's writing a pseudo-successful,
Young Adult. That's
book.
the name of the movie. Young
Is
Adult.
it?
Yeah.
God, Steven, how do you know these?
I have no idea.
No, okay, so it's called Young Adult. But anyway, she like goes back home because she's still in love with her ex-boyfriend. Because she doesn't have anywhere else to turn her attentions. It's not that she actually likes him. She's just trying to remember when she was popular in school. And so she ends up chit-chatting with this guy that when he was in high school, people thought they were gay. He wasn't gay, but they beat him until they crippled him. So he's like crippled almost from the waist down. And attractive wise, he's not even close to I mean, who's gonna look even remotely as hot as Charlize Theron? So
Yeah.
he's like a foot shorter, he's dumpy, he doesn't work out, he's lived in this small town his entire life, and they end up having sex at the end of the thing. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I didn't see that coming. But she did.
Oh, no.
That was awful. But
That
yeah,
was
I
a
mean,
terrible joke.
it was an awful movie, but it was really good. It was one of those like weird character-driven movies, and I just sat there after that. I'm like, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of shocked that you watched that movie. That was written by the same woman who wrote Juno.
Really?
Yeah, and that Megan Fox Eats People movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was written by Diablo Cody. Colbin can probably help me out with that.
She wrote that?
Yeah, but I believe she wrote Young Adult. If I ain't wrong, and I'm usually not, bam.
Yeah, that's very true. Why can't I think of the Megan Fox movie? It's like a cult classic. It's fantastic.
I don't
But
remember.
yeah, it was just because I started watching it, and she was like laying asleep on her couch. She'd fall asleep watching TV, and she like has Hello Kitty stuff everywhere, and she's a writer, and I'm like,
You're like, that's me.
and she's just like, she likes people, but she hates people because she likes being adored, but she doesn't necessarily want to like put much out. And I'm like, if things had gone slightly differently in my life,
You're
that
like,
is literally me.
yes, I love having 200 followers. No, I don't want to stream for you anymore. That's awesome. Let's do another story. Newsbear Left Untold. I really love this waffle command that we have for Moobot. It's my favorite thing.
Waffle.
'Cause
Steven,
Jay
can I just?
Yeah, you can do whatever.
No, I was just gonna say, can I just tell you how excited I am for you to read this next story?
I've seen the headline, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it.
He's an asshole, sir.
I actually moved the stories around so you had to read.
Oh, you're so bad. There's so many words in this. Protein-rich sperm smoothies. Out of all the things that I would never, ever ask for at Jamba Juice,
Oh, it gets
it's the protein-rich sperm. Would you like some sperm in your Jamba Juice? No.
sperm in your jizz.
No, I would not like some of that. That was me, Coleman. That was a Spaceballs quote from me. 2016 has been an odd year. 2016 has been a butthole of a year. Like a butthole of a year. Like a dirty, old man, rotten, in the act of pooping butthole.
2016 is the new 2012.
Like I have never in my life come out of a year and said this year sucked. Because generally I can find more positive things in a year that have happened than negative things. But this year has been full of some bull crap. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like 2012. 2012 was that year for me because my cat died. My dad's best friend died. I got suspended from law school. I had to move back home. It was not a good year for me.
that was a bad year.
No,
Yeah.
it was a bad year.
I guess you could say in the grand scheme of things, my year has been relatively okay. But the surrounding events of the year have been pretty sucky. I mean, David Bowie's gone. Robin Williams is gone.
Yeah.
Like, these are things that just shouldn't happen. If Tom Hanks goes, I'm taking a day off.
Wait, yeah, so I feel like lots of people are affected when stars die, and I mean you feel the loss because that was a human being, but I'm just like I didn't
know him.
But if Arnold Schwarzenegger dies,
Oh,
that's gonna, because I'm just like I grew up watching stuff with him, like my dad and I would sit down and we would watch every Arnold movie ever, and for some reason he reminds me of my dad, and I have no idea why.
I don't necessarily know why
I think
either.
it's just because he likes to tell people what to do.
Yeah, that
Specifically involving cookies.
Put the cookie down.
Yes.
Now. No,
Yeah.
it's
Tom
not,
Hanks is that for you.
Yeah, it's not that celebrities like you. It's not in the sense that it affects you in your daily life. It's just you're not going to see movies with them in it anymore. And it's worse when the person is active. Like if you have an actor who's retired, like Bob Hoskins, right? He was kind of acting, but kind of not. And then when he died, I was like, oh crap, man, Eddie Valiant's gone. But I hadn't really watched a movie he's been in a really long time, so it's kind of like,
Who are these words that you're saying?
People know Bob Hoskins, Eddie Valiant from Roger Rabbit. It's probably the best known, and Mario from the Mario Brothers movie, but we choose to forget that. But anyway,
who is the? Okay.
No, what you can ask your question.
I just really want to hear you say sperm 15 times.
First, we got wind of the semen cooking class, which we're not sure if enough people ever signed up to make it happen. And now we've got the woman who swears by a daily, I'm not going to use slang term. I just can't. I can't do it. A daily sperm smoothie as a way to keep her energy levels up. 29-year-old Tracy Kiss, which sounds like a stripper name, insists that drinking a smoothie every day with a secret ingredient, a teaspoon of semen, has boosted both her immune system and her mood. Tracy, a mother of two, gross, isn't actually in a relationship at the moment. More gross. But her selfless male best friend is interestingly more than happy to produce his stuff for her to drink on a regular basis. This is like, okay, you have if somebody walked up to me and was like, Steven, listen, I'm on a new diet and I need some help. I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No. Ew. No, you're gross. But this guy's just like, yeah, sure. I'll bring you a cup a day.
So I don't know how to word this. Lucretia, cover your ears.
I love how we struggle for words. We're like, how do we say these things that we shouldn't say?
She's talking about it being immune boosting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in long distance relationships, I never got sick. Ever. Ever. I was never, you remember,
You weren't sick.
I never got sick. But when I moved in with somebody and got a daily smoothie,
oh gosh,
I feel like I'm sick all the time.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
oh gosh.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Okay. I'm through it now. I'm over.
So I don't know how sound the science is unless my smoothie machine is, got something in it that we're not aware of.
Good Lord.
It's not like you can just pour vinegar in it and clean it out.
No, don't do that. That sounds awful. It sounds terrible.
That is
Oh,
what you'd
God.
call a glory hole.
Oh, man. So, yeah, moving along anyway, we'll let you figure that out on your own for science. Before you ask, yes, she keeps tubs of it in the fridge along with her milk and vegetables.
Not me, her.
No, Ashley keeps it in the fridge. It's,
No,
let's just hope it's easy enough to differentiate from tubs of yogurt. Tracy, a personal trainer, mixes her smoothies with all sorts and sometimes even drinks it neat when she's feeling extra bold. What does neat mean? It's got that in quotes.
just plain.
Just
straight,
straight, just like a shot of it. All right. Every batch tastes different depending on what he's been eating, Tracy said. If he's been drinking alcohol or eating something particularly pungent like asparagus, I asked him to give me a heads up so I know not to drink it neat. Things like pineapple and peppermint make it taste better, but I'll happily take it straight off a spoon usually. Oh, gosh. I'm going to throw up. This is awful. Blech. Just everything about this story is like, I feel
I'm
like
so happy right now. I'm so glad that you have to read this.
it was. Don't you put me through this? You're an evil woman.
And then mine is about Krispy Kremes.
You
I'm
suck.
so
You get to talk about Krispy Kreme, and I had to talk about. Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, McFly went away.
Fly's like,
Pretty
yeah,
sure
I'm
he's like
leaving.
not even in the chat
He's
anymore.
like, I'm peacing out, you guys. I can't take this. Oh, jeez. No, I'm glad we're through that, and we don't have to talk
Would you like
about it
to move
anymore.
on
Yeah,
directly?
WTF. WTF.
That makes me miss Frankie you every time.
I know.
He's awesome. Hi,
Hi-
Frankie.
hi,
We love
Frankie.
you.
Yeah, man. You the coolest. Later days.
Krispy Kreme Donuts is being sued for false advertising in federal court, accused of selling blueberry, maple, and raspberry-filled donuts that do not contain any real fruit or maple syrup. Oh my God.
Are they going to get rid of the raspberry filled? Because those are my favorite ones.
Steven, prepare to sigh and probably go on a rant.
Oh, yeah.
This
I'm ready. I
this
got
is
my
so
rant button.
The Winston-Salem Company, which I did not know, has not filed a response to the complaint by Jason Sidian, which contains 10 allegations. Krispy Kreme declined to comment, citing pending litigation. The lawsuit is focused on Krispy Kreme's chocolate-iced, raspberry-filled, glazed raspberry-filled, maple ice glaze, maple bar, glazed blueberry cake, and donut holes. Those items are sold in its donut shops. No shit.
Oh, good.
And this is where it gets good. The attorneys for Jason, because I can't pronounce his last name and I don't want to destroy it, said that unbeknownst to customers, and this is in parentheses, so this is a direct quote from the case, those items uniformly do not contain any of the premium flavoring ingredients, which means the raspberry cream doesn't contain raspberry. Steven, did you know that?
Yeah, who didn't know that? You think
Exactly.
raspberry comes in goo like that? That's totally artificially whatever. If you're eating at Krispy Kreme, your health is not your number one concern. Let's just be clear about that.
Oh, it gets better. Okay,
the
the
good.
lawsuit claims that Krispy Kreme shops do not provide an ingredient list for its donuts. It claims that Jason purchased the raspberry donut because raspberries, quote, are a rich source of vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and a dietary fiber, and help fight against cancer, heart and circulatory disease, and age-related decline, end quote. Instead, the complaint says the donuts contain, quote, nutritionally inferior ingredients such as sugar, corn syrup, along with gums and artificial food coloring used to mimic the texture, shape, and color of the premium ingredients. Holy no shit.
What?
Had the plaintiff and other consumers known that the products did not contain their premium ingredients because donuts are so freaking healthy, they would not have purchased the products or would have paid significantly less for the products, according to the lawsuit. Therefore, plaintiff and consumers have suffered injury in fact and lost money as a result of defendants' deceptive practices. They're trying to make this a class action lawsuit.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and likely to go through. I mean, because why not? This is America. Sue and win. Yeah.
Well, it's taking place in California, which has, so I could understand the complaint might have some merit for them not listing ingredients.
Yeah.
But then that falls under buyer beware, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
that's your job to find out what you're shoving in your face. I don't buy something that I put on my face if I don't know what's in it. I wouldn't buy something that I didn't know what was in it if I was going to eat it.
This is about personal responsibility, which America is just putting in a bucket and tossing out the window. It's just like, oh man, I spilled my coffee. Somebody pay me money. Like, oh no, I had to sleep on the porch because I did too much coke and I lost my house. Somebody fix my problems. Go pay for me to go to rehab. Like, what the devil? Like, no, get support from people who love you or some local charity that is destined to help you. But don't say the government or some kind of lawsuit needs to happen in order to fix my problem I created for myself. I dug a giant hole and then I got in it and I didn't have a ladder because I forgot it. And somehow it's everybody else's fault that I'm down here. And I'm going to complain until I get a ladder, a sofa, and a television. Like, what the crap, man? Like, that's not how this is supposed to work. It's just not. Like, you don't just get things. You don't just get it.
Why would you go? So, I can understand maybe you go to a different country, you have no idea what the foods are. And you're like, oh, well, this donut has fruit in it. Why wouldn't you just buy the damn fruit? Like, go to Food Lion and buy a container of raspberries.
There's so many other options. Like, you should be responsible for this. But this, you know what will happen? This thing will go to court, and it'll be settled for some massive amount of money, and everybody who's bought a donut in the past 20 years is going to get 50 cents.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody's happy. They did that with Beck's Beer recently. This is a recent ruling that Beck's Beer, though, because it says something about authentic German taste or whatever, but it's not actually brewed in Germany. It's not an imported beer.
It says taste.
Yeah, so Beck's had a class action lawsuit against them, and they finally had to settle. They will give you $12 if you've bought a Beck's Beer under the impression that the beer was actually brewed in Germany. And if you can give a receipt that you bought. So that's just if you say I bought a Beck's Beer.
Right.
If you have a receipt for the Beck's Beer, you will get $50.
What?
Yeah. For your damages because you're a moron and you need $50 to help you not be a moron anymore.
So I get that there has to be a staunch ruling on false advertising because companies will say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically using buzzwords to sell their stuff. Donuts are fried dough.
with goo in them.
That's literally, they're fried dough. So even if you stick a raspberry in fried dough, it's still not going to be a health food.
Your healthy benefits are still not going to be there. You're still losing. If they filled the thing with freshly picked raspberries, you're still choosing a poor path for yourself.
Yeah.
So dumb. So dumb. And so American.
Yeah.
Get so ticked off.
California. Like California, some of their laws, I'm just like, yes, that's so progressive and that's going to move us forward. And then some of their, like, equally, half of their laws, I'm just like, what in the monkey shit? Like, what are you doing?
Like, if we could do away with the stupid laws in California and the stupid laws in New York.
Right?
Because New York,
socialist state.
New York is a police state in practice.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like in this little bubble.
It's like
don't bring your knife to the Statue of Liberty. What the?
Which most of the laws are just really dedicated to New York City, but why not make them entire state laws? That sounds safe. And then California's like all the taxes, all of them. if you have something, it can be taxed. Tax everything. And I'm just like, can we not do that? But then there's no happy state. Then you come to our state, you can't even go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's very true.
You go to Alabama and you're still wondering if you have to sit in the back of the bus. It's like what are we doing? What are we doing? It's crazy. There's no good place to be.
Branahan would probably know about this. So Matt Damon and Ben Affleck they just started a series, and it's about corporations.
Yeah, Incorporated.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
See, and that I watched the premise for that. I'm like, oh my god, that looks fantastic because it's sci-fi and it's set in the future. And I got to thinking about all the sci-fi stuff that's set in the future where corporations have taken over. Like, there's no more ruling body except for the corporations. They can make their decisions, yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh my god, like this year just started our path through the future of corporations ruling the entire world, like the entire galaxy, because we just voted in a president that is like the face of many corporations and friends. And I'm like, did we just start history down the sci-fi path of Ben Affleck's new show? I think we did. And it kind of made me want to pee my pants.
I don't want to get political, but holy crap, hold on to your butts. It was
thought.
We got a long ride.
Thought. So I will say that in the past few days he has done a couple things where I'm just like, well, good on you. So I have faith and I have hope because I'm an idiot, but I'm still prepared to piss myself.
I'm not feeling as positive as you, but you know what? That's okay. We've fought for internet before. We'll fight for it not to be shut down again.
Oh, is he doing that?
Oh, yeah. Call for a shutdown because the internet's how people are joining ISIS, so we need to really lock that sucker down.
Can you imagine how stupid our society would become without internet?
Have you realized how stupid our society has become because of it? Like, literally, people are citing Facebook as the place where they got all of their news. Like, Facebook is not news. I thought about making an article or something that said something really awesome about somebody in particular and was like, and just put it out there and just to see how far it got. Let me link this to a page that's called thisnewsisstupid.com and see how many people actually realize that it's a total satire.
Wait, can we do that? Coleman, we're calling on you. We need to start a project about the dissemination of actual information. And we'll just put it like pretty with flowing scripts and stuff and like put it all over the freaking internet, like actual true quotes and true information bites, because that's all people want. They want a pretty picture and they want a small little bite and like flowing script with a sunset in the background. And maybe that can be a way that we can contribute back to the intelligence of society.
It's not going to work because people are predisposed to believe a certain thing based on their narrative. And they're going to think your news is fake because it disagrees what they want to believe.
No, but if we put a sunset in the background or like the shadow of a woman walking toward a pond with a sunset in the background, oh my God, like everybody would believe that.
Just hang your boobs out, take a picture, and then say top 10 reasons why this is the thing. And you put all kinds of cool stuff in there.
Isn't that called Tumblr?
He's actually right. It's called Tumblr. Yeah, but you can no longer fit, like, I can't go into this. This is bigger than I am. This is bigger than horseshoes and hand grenades.
Get in touch with us if you want to make America smart again.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Once you've attempted to create a large distrust in the free press, then you have broken the system. And once you start doing YouTube videos and Twitters to tell people your personal message, you're officially Kim Jong-un. You're controlling your own delivery, and there's no mediator to call your bullcrap because you've berated them to the point where people don't believe them anymore. And when they don't believe them and they only believe you, then you are a dictator, sir. You have control of the information, and you have officially dismantled all that makes us free, which is a free flow of information from the press, aka the media, to make sure that the people know what the crap you're doing with good facts. But I'm not going to blame just him. I'm going to blame the entire system since 1980 when they decided that cable was awesome, and hey, we should put 24/7 news on it. And oh, by the way, we don't have a way to fill 24/7 worth of news, so let's put some talking heads on there just to state opinions for a while. Oh, you mean that's really popular? Let's go ahead and fill that entire 24/7 slot with talking heads with opinions so that we can make the entire free press media machine just a giant ratings box that people can watch, and then we can tell them what we want them to think. And then we can get upset when people act like all we do is talk about things that we agree with, and then we can be mad about it and then listen to the president directly so that we know exactly what's going on, except it's not, because we voted in a giant liar who makes up his own stuff.
We don't get political on Horseshoes and hand grenades. We were interrupted briefly by a very intelligent person with a very on-point message, but back to Steven.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you today. I'm sorry, that was my evil twin, Bartholomew von Schneffenheisen. He's got opinions. He's got a problem, and we have to pee. And thank you guys for listening. I hate that we did that. Why do we do that? Why do you get me all pumped up at the end of the show so I have to rant? I don't like it.
No, everybody likes your rants, Steven. They're funny.
I get upset about it. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining in and watching Two Dorks, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades. The show that brings you the latest and greatest non-crazy news and an occasional rant about things that we really shouldn't be talking about on the internet, but we're happy to do because that's awesome. If you have hate mail regarding any of the topics we talked about today, we'd love to receive it at hnhshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail on Skype at HNH Live. We'd love to play that on the air, and you can follow us on Twitter. I'm Steve HNH, also on Snapchat.
Yay! Who are you on Snapchat?
Steve HNH.
Nice! Who am I on Twitter?
You are Fate Kills, Phate Kills.
And who am I on Snapchat?
Ash H&H?
No, Fake Kills.
Fate Kills on Snapchat. Yeah. I don't know. I just click your name now. It's just a thing. And Coleman Renan is Chris Pine's hat. Or Chris Pine's shat. It's really hard to tell what he actually wrote there. But
Chris Pine shat. Yeah. No, I'm so excited right now that Chris Pine shat. I'm so excited that I'm going to add Chris Pine Chat to my Snapchat.
That's perfect. So if you want to follow us on Snapchat, you can follow us there, and we'll take pictures and stuff. It'll be fun. And Facebook is basically becoming a completely useless piece of kit. A useless piece with the British say.
Yes.
The FB is becoming completely useless to me, and I'm starting to wonder if we're actually doing anything good with the world by having a group there, or by having a presence there at all. Based on my recent attempts at trying to get people to either come to this show or other things that we do, it's basically useless, and Twitter has become way more successful. So,
yeah, I hate Facebook. I have not missed it. I miss my pictures, but I mean, you could just download them for me and give them to me.
Yeah, so you might
then shut down your Facebook.
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to shut it down. I'm just going to delete it off everything and not go there anymore. So if you really want to hang out with us, I'm trying to look for an alternative means for you guys to hang out and post stuff and pictures and whatnot. Discord's a great option, but if you want something to be more long term, I'm trying to figure out a way to build our community outside of that god awful experience that is Facebook. So if you have any ideas,
full of humanity.
Yeah, it's just becoming an absolute disaster. So I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So if we could find some other way, and I'm up for ideas. So any of you techie guys out there, if you can think of some way that we can build our community in such a way that you guys can post stuff, share stuff, send stuff to us, that kind of thing, I'd love to do that.
Forums don't work.
Yeah, forums so far for us have been kind of poopy. I'm willing to try it again if we have enough people that are actually interested. I think the lack of interest lately has been an issue. So we'll try and figure something out, but I want you guys there. Also, hey man, we're going to start doing some streams. Hopefully Monday we will be doing a World of Warcraft dungeon run.
Yes!
If Ash is down with that. So with Ash dressed, me, Jacob, and Stephanie in a big 5-man party run doing some stuff. So,
that's going to be so much freaking fun. We're going to be yelling and screaming at each other, and it's going to be awesome!
It's going to be so good. So we're thinking about doing that on Monday. Tuesdays is at 8:30 p.m. You will find me doing my Secret of Monkey Island stream, which started It started this past Tuesday, and we made it pretty far. Happy with it. Got a new follower. Thanks to Scum Buddy for joining in on that one.
Nice.
That was
Welcome,
great.
scum buddies.
Yeah,
Good job.
he was super helpful. He was really, really awesome in the thing. So all our stuff is on YouTube too. If you want to check that out, just search for Two Dorks TV on the YouTube. And
On the
you'll find us.
YouTubes. Well, Stephen and I are going to start doing some British makeup application videos because that seems to be quite popular.
Oh,
and
no-
if you would like to see Stephen apply his mascara with sarin wrap, that would be. I think that's going to be a thing.
Steven ain't applying nothing. Mm-mm.
Stephen maybe might apply mascara to me, perhaps. Maybe he would like to do my makeup because I think guys are intrinsically interested in applying makeup. They just don't want to put it on themselves.
You're not gonna have me putting sticks near your eyeball. Like I shake. Like I'll just poke your eye right out of your head. It'll be gone.
I have a fast blink response.
No, not gonna happen. Hey man, if you want to tip us, there's a little tip button on our Twitch page. You can send us $1 if you like what we do. If you think we're cool, if you want to help us keep the lights on, that would be awesome. And we will leave you with these words of wisdom to carry you through the rest of your week. These words come from Victor Hugo. He says, "Laughter is the sun that drives winter from the human face." That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
it's winter. It's
yeah.
winter.
Yeah, yeah, he did. I like the way you connect those now. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.